There's a reason some people can make more money and still never seem to get ahead. It's not always intelligence. It's not always luck. And it isn't simply about how much money you make. A huge part of it comes down to how you think about money. Because before your financial situation changes, your behavior has to change. And before your behavior changes, you have to recognize the beliefs driving it. You can increase someone's income, but if they still think from fear, scarcity, or insecurity, they can find a way to stay stuck. So today, let's look at 6 money mindsets that can quietly hold you back and what you can do about them. 1. Your money script. The first is your money script. Think about why you make the financial decisions you do. Why are you comfortable spending a certain amount? Why do you choose certain jobs? Why does asking for more money feel exciting to one person and uncomfortable to another? A lot of those reactions were learned. Many of your beliefs about money were formed during childhood, before you were even old enough to understand what money really meant. Maybe you heard, money doesn't grow on trees. Rich people are greedy. Be grateful for what you have. We can't afford that. Or maybe money was never discussed at all. You watched how the adults around you handled money, and you began building your own internal story about what money represents. There are several common patterns. Some people avoid money. They see wealth as something negative and may feel guilty for wanting more. Others worship money. They believe the next raise, the next milestone, or the next $1 million will finally make them happy. But once they reach the number, they simply create another one. Then there are people who tie status to money. Their spending becomes a way to prove their success. They compare themselves to neighbors, friends, coworkers, and strangers online. And finally, some people are constantly vigilant about money. They save, spend carefully, and may look financially responsible, but internally, they are always afraid of running out. Which one sounds most like you? Think about your earliest memories involving money. How did your family react when bills arrived? What did they say when you wanted something expensive? Did money create excitement, stress, guilt, or fear? Those experiences may have written your financial script, but a script can be rewritten. Instead of saying, money is hard to keep, you can start thinking, money is a resource I can learn to manage. Instead of, I can't afford that, ask, what would I need to do to afford that? The goal isn't to convince yourself that you're wealthy. The goal is to recognize the beliefs that have been controlling your decisions so you can start making those decisions consciously. 2. Your wealth ceiling. The second mindset is your wealth ceiling. Your financial reality often reflects what you believe is normal for someone like you. Imagine someone suddenly gives you an opportunity to double their income. You would think that's great. But if their identity hasn't changed, they may hesitate, procrastinate, overspend, or somehow return to the financial situation they're familiar with. Why? Because people tend to behave in ways that match their self-image. Think of your identity like a thermostat. If you constantly tell yourself, I'm bad with money, I'm always struggling, I'm just an average earner, then achieving something far beyond that may feel unnatural. And when something feels unnatural, we often find ways to return to what feels familiar. This is why a higher income doesn't automatically create wealth. Someone can go from making $60,000 to $120,000 and immediately double their lifestyle. Their income increased, but their financial position may not have improved much at all. So ask yourself, what kind of person do I believe I am financially? Finish this sentence. I am the kind of person who, maybe you overspend, maybe you never invest, maybe you save everything because you're afraid to lose it. Write down the honest answer. Then write this. I am the kind of person who intentionally builds and manages wealth. You don't have to believe it completely yet. Just start using that identity when making decisions. When an opportunity appears, ask, what would a financially capable person do here? When you receive extra money, ask, how would someone building wealth use this? Your goal is to make your financial identity and your financial behavior move in the same direction. 3. Assets versus liabilities. The third mindset is failing to understand the difference between something that creates value and something that consumes value. In simple terms, an asset has the potential to put money in your pocket. A liability takes money out. The problem is that people often buy liabilities while convincing themselves they're making investments. A car, for example, usually costs you money through payments, insurance, fuel, maintenance, and depreciation. A home you live in can build equity, but it also creates ongoing expenses like a mortgage, taxes, insurance, and repairs. Compare that with something like a rental property that produces income, or education that gives you a valuable skill, or equipment that helps your business generate more revenue. The important part is not what something is called, it's what it does. So instead of asking, "Can I afford this?" ask, "What is this purchase going to do for me? Will it generate income? Increase my skills? Save meaningful time? Improve my ability to earn? Or will it simply create another expense?" Try this. Look at your last 10 purchases. Write each one down and label it asset, liability, or somewhere in between. Don't judge yourself. Just identify the pattern. Because once you understand where your money is going, you can start redirecting it toward things that improve your financial position. 4. The scarcity mindset. The fourth mindset is scarcity. Scarcity tells you there will never be enough. Not enough money, not enough opportunities, not enough customers, not enough success to go around. So your brain becomes focused on protection. How do I hold on to what I have? What if everything goes wrong? What if I lose it? Humans are naturally wired to think this way because, historically, resources really were limited. But today, that survival mechanism can make us treat money like a completely fixed resource. Someone else's success doesn't automatically reduce your opportunity. Another person building a business doesn't mean there's no room for you. There are countless ways to create value, but scarcity thinking can make you afraid to invest, afraid to learn, and afraid to take calculated risks. You become so focused on avoiding loss that you stop giving yourself opportunities to grow. An abundance mindset looks at the situation differently. Instead of, "I can't afford this," ask, "What would I need to do to afford it?" Instead of, "There are no opportunities," ask, "Where could I create an opportunity?" This does not mean taking reckless financial risks. It means learning to separate real limitations from limitations you've simply accepted. Pay attention to your internal dialogue. Whenever you catch yourself thinking, "I can't," stop and ask, "Is this actually impossible, or am I thinking from scarcity?" That simple question can change the way you approach money. 5. Loss aversion. The fifth mindset is loss aversion, our tendency to fear losses more than we value equivalent gains. And this shows up everywhere. People hold on to bad investments because admitting they were wrong feels painful. They stay in jobs they hate because leaving feels risky. They avoid asking for raises because they're afraid of hearing no. They refuse to invest because losing money feels worse than the possibility of making money feels exciting. Sometimes avoiding a loss actually creates a bigger one. Imagine you made a bad investment. You can accept that it didn't work and move on. Or you can keep throwing more time and money into it simply because you refuse to admit the original decision was wrong. The second choice can turn a small mistake into a massive one. So change the way you frame mistakes. Instead of asking, "How much did I lose?" also ask, "What did that loss teach me?" Think of mistakes as tuition. Maybe you lost money on a business idea. What did you learn that can prevent you from making the same mistake again? Maybe you chose the wrong career. What did that experience teach you about yourself? This doesn't mean losses are good. Losses hurt, but they become even more expensive when you refuse to learn from them. The goal isn't to eliminate fear. The goal is to become better at making decisions despite it. 6. The time trap. The final mindset may be one of the most important. Stop treating your time like it's unlimited. Money can be earned again. Time cannot. Yet, most people make decisions based almost entirely on saving money instead of saving time. Imagine your time is worth $50 an hour. You spend 2 hours doing something that someone else could do for $40. You might think you saved $40, but those 2 hours could have been spent learning a skill, building a business, earning more money, exercising, resting, or spending time with your family. That's why people with more resources often pay for convenience. They hire help, they automate tasks, they outsource work. They aren't necessarily being lazy. They're buying back their time. And you don't have to be wealthy to start thinking this way. Maybe you can't afford an assistant. Fine. But can you automate one repetitive task? Can you outsource something that consumes hours every month? Can you stop spending valuable time on things that provide almost no return? Start asking, does this decision save me time or cost me time? You can also estimate your hourly value. Take your annual income and divide it by roughly 2,000 working hours. That gives you a rough number for what 1 hour of your work is worth. Then, look at your calendar. How much time are you spending on tasks that are worth far less than that number? Those are the areas where you should start looking for leverage. Because wealth isn't just about working more, it's about making your time more valuable. And when you free up time, you can put that time into things that create more value. That's leverage. And leverage can eventually create something money alone cannot. Freedom. The challenge. So, let's bring everything together. There are 6 financial mindsets we covered: your money script, your wealth ceiling, assets versus liabilities, scarcity, loss aversion, and the time trap. Don't try to fix all 6 at once. Pick the one that made you stop and think, that sounds like me. Start there. Write down the belief. Write down where you think it came from. Write down the behavior it creates. Then decide what behavior you want to replace it with. Because wealth isn't built through one perfect financial decision. It's built through thousands of better decisions repeated over time. So don't only ask, how can I make more money? Ask, what beliefs are controlling what I do with the money I already have? Increasing your income can change your circumstances, but changing your mindset can change what you do with every dollar that comes after. And that may be the most important financial change of all.